Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Alana James, and today is a makeup session from a webinar that I was unable to make due to the fact that I was traveling and there was bad weather. So we were delayed and unable to get back to the office in time. The topic is, what are master's students expected to be able to do in the work environment? We'll start with some reflective questions that you might want to just pause the recording for a second and ask yourself, how much do you know about what is required from masters in general in the job market? How much do you know about the strength of the market for your field? And then how much do you know about what you can do with your CV or resume to land the best possible job for you? Those are the questions we're going to give you some information about, and hopefully that will help you in all those regards, getting just the job that's the right thing for you. So our agenda is to look at the master's degree in the job market in general, what people are saying, and then how you can position your master's degree for success. And then a final perspective on that conversation is to take a note of the world as it's changing and what you'll need to do to tell your next employer that you are able to manage that change. A few resources at the end, and then a little conversation about summer coming and what that might mean for you. Degree in the job market. Basics. There are 10 skills required by modern circumstances across fields. The World Economic Forum positions critical thinking, but complex problem solving, creativity, judgment and decision making, and cognitive flexibility as well. So that's how we think and how quickly we maneuver our head on as things go on. But also there's attitudinal skills. It's not just teamwork. It's people management, emotional intelligence, coordinating with others, the ability to negotiate, and service orientation. Now they see these skills changing as the world changes, but we have more information in our box sets about this 10. And I've given you the links, and the PDF is available in your file. Today's market, is the master's degree the new bachelor's degree, is really the question that you should be considering. According to the Digest of Educational Statistics, about the same number of people have a master's degree that had a bachelor's in 1967. So 30 years ago, a bachelor's degree distinguished you in the marketplace. Now a master's degree does. However, once you're distinguished, what that gets you is the interview. So what are the things you need to do to be able to stand out? Well, these things, the basics, are what you need to be able to do. These are what they're looking for. Now, how do we move towards this? Well, these data, the rate of change means that you have to keep up. So what skills will matter most is changing. Creativity will become one of the top 3 skills workers will need. With an avalanche of new products, new technologies, and new ways of working, workers are going to have to become more creative in order to benefit from these changes. Whereas negotiation and flexibility are high on the list of skills for 2015, by 2020, they will begin to drop from the top 10 as machines using masses of data begin to help us make our decisions for us. So if creativity is becoming one of the top 3 skills, how can you stand out because of your creativity? Have those stories on hand when you go for an interview. write them up in some way in your CV or resume. Make sure that creativity is one of the things that you lead with. Now, your field is within all the world's fields, of course, and some are better than others. So according to the 2017 U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, if you're in bioengineering, physical therapy, nurse practitioner, you're in IS or mathematics, finance, political science, occupational therapy, marketing, civil engineering, healthcare administration, economics, computer science, or international relations, you are in the top, that'd be 14, the types of skills that should get you jobs. So if that's your degree, chances are you're looking at a pretty robust job market, or if not in your area, if you're willing to move, a pretty robust job market somewhere else in the United States. The rest of the world will differ slightly, but those will be pretty true across the board. Now, whether or not that's that's your field, you're still looking to position this degree that you have for your future employer. And that future employer might be in academics, and therefore you might be looking to massage some of these things for those kinds of jobs as well. So what does a master's mean to an employer? I thought this was startling. In the past 5 years, 33% of employers have raised their educational requirements. So they're now hiring workers with a master's degree for positions that previously had been filled by bachelor's degrees holders. The reason for this, according to employers, is that if you have a master's degree, you should be able to demonstrate increased work quality, productivity, communications, and innovation. So when you read through what recruiters are saying to master's students, 3 things stand out. They want you to have a long-term vision for yourself and your work. So you're not just writing, or maybe you're not even primarily writing this CV to say how it fits their job, but how their job and you fit well. Your idea for your work fits what they are doing. They want you to have staying power. So they don't want to put a lot of money into training you and then know you're going to go away in most cases. So how do you show that you've had staying power? And how can you show them that where the job they are offering is the one you want to stay with? And then how can you show them that you know how to think analytically? This is a quote. The most desired trait that interviewers look for in applicants is their analytical sense. That is, their synthesis skills, their visionary way of thinking, their writing and research skills, etc. These qualities can be developed during internships, part-time jobs, or volunteering. But make sure you have, let me give you the list again, analytic sense, synthesis skills, a visionary way of thinking, and that your writing and research skills are apt to the job. So that's an overview. You are entering a job market. Your master's degree gets you there. You have some things like creativity and analytic sense and synthesis that you've put in your CV. Now, how do you position that degree for success? From recruiters, they would tell us that the most frequent error in a job application is that job seekers focus too much on their educational background. They know that you've just spent a good period of time and a lot of money, perhaps, getting this degree, but that isn't what they want to hear about. Hundreds of thousands of people have the same academic experience. You have to stand out. Emphasize the skills that you gained using the skills you learned about in university. So you've gained those skills during your studies, during your previous work, and then show them how those skills match with who you really are and what you personally can bring to the company. Remember, there's only one you. You are unique. So you want that uniqueness. You want them to be hiring that, not just one of a number of people. Don't be afraid to show your uniqueness when you're looking for the job. That'll help you find the right job. So how to position yourself for a happy fit? Well, that means you have to know yourself. You have to seize all the opportunities you can to gain work experience in order to understand who you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are, where you fit and what you don't fit. So if somebody offers you something, say yes, and then figure it out. Also, take the time to gather information on the curriculum that interests you the most to be sure that the career you're aiming for aligns with your aspirations. In other words, and hopefully you're not too far into the graduate study for a little realignment, but study what people in the job you think you want are actually doing. Is that a job that suits you? Is it a lifestyle that suits you? If it is, how does the curriculum you're part of align with that? So from the time you're in graduate school, you're aligning for the next task. And then on a final note, and this is a direct quote from a recruiter, I'd like to emphasize that you must have realistic expectations about the job market. It is, and you will have disappointments, but don't give up. You will find your own version of success. And then with that, the final perspective is that you need to set yourself up with future employers as, and this is highlighted, someone who can handle change. No matter what the industry, every part of our work world has some kind of major shifts going on. These disruptions in industry have changed the very nature of work. And so that change will depend very much on the industry, of course. So if you're in global media and entertainment, you've probably already seen a huge amount of change in the last 5 years. The financial services and investment sector has yet to be radically transformed, but they can see it coming, as can education, as can sales and manufacturing, all of whom need new skills and a new kind of technological literacy, data visualization. Those things are impacting every part of work. So some advances are ahead of others. Mobile internet and cloud technology are all obviously already impacting our lives. On the future front, we see 5G coming and the integration of networks and how we use networks to help us take care of very mundane tasks, such as emptying the right cities, being able to empty trash cans that are full rather than ones that are half full, or where the water is flowing out into the street and doing damage so they can drains. All of these things are now, cities are given data, or some cities are working towards giving data back to the people who maintain this kind of parts of our lives so that things are done more efficiently. Artificial intelligence, 3D printing, advanced materials, they're all very much in their first stages of use, but the pace is fast. So no matter where you're going into a job where the pace of change is fast. 5 years from now, over 1/3 of the skills, 35% they're saying, that are considered in today's workforce will have changed. So, are you prepared to tell stories about how good you are with change? That's very important. Your new employer will want to have you stay around and manage that change with them. We've given you in the slides some resources, some from universities, some from the World Economic Forum, some from employers. And just a brief moment for those who are listening, in 2019, summer is coming. We don't want to be the PhD comic that is shown here where the lad says, summer's over already. What have I been doing? Oh, right, I've been hanging out with people. I've been surfing the internet. How are you going to advance your goals and your graduate life or career life over the summer and still have a great summer? So we're thinking about that. And our ideas so far are that we're going to have 4 sessions this summer on writing the message you want to write. Everybody, 3 or 4 pages on some aspect of their field, their life, some story they think needs to be told. And then at the end, we'll consider where they might be published and how that beginning has to be reformatted, etc., for that future publication. We're going to have 2 or 3 sessions hosted by an academic from a specific culture. Open conversations for people that are also part of that culture, talking about academic life. As someone who is Black in the United States, as someone who is Latino, as we don't know. So if you want a specific kind of conversation like that, please let me know. I'm Alana, and we're also going to be talking about stories, I guess, actually, of crafting your own kind of job, your own kind of lifestyle through a job market. And we're going to look at some graduate student alternatives. So I hope that sounds good. Keep an eye on that. And as always, if you have questions about some kind of issue that you're up against in your graduate life and you want help, write Margie, M-A-R-G-I-E, at drlnet.com. She's happy to find resources for you. And I'm Alana at drlnet.com. If you have a really good idea about what we should be doing, we'd love to hear it. Until then, thanks so much for listening.